Hi, I'm Lori with craftroomtime.com, and I'm here to bring you another wonderful video. Please like and subscribe and ring the bell so you get notifications, and here we go. Hi everyone, I hope you're excited about making the next project. So I'm going to go ahead and upload the file. Go ahead and grab it from your computer where you downloaded it. Make sure you get the SVG. Go ahead and bring it in. And here he is. And you can go ahead and tag him. I'm going to put St. Patrick's Day so I can find him later. All right. Click on him so the green border comes around. Insert the image. And he's already sized to fit on the back of the tote bag, not the pocket part. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the rainbow with the Infusible ink, and the gnome is going to be with the vinyl as well as the wording. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple things that we need to do. First, I'm going to select just the gnome. Okay, and you can see over here that it's all grouped together. So we're going to ungroup, and then we're going to draw a little box again just to get the gnome guy. Make sure that nothing else over here is selected. So the words are not selected, the little gloves are not selected, so we're going to hit the shift key, and you can click in this box here and it'll select them over on the right. We're going to deselect the rainbow, so the same thing, shift and deselect the rainbow. Okay. That should have done it. Let's make sure. Let's pull it out, see? All right, it didn't deselect the rainbow, so I'm just going to select the rainbows by itself, and I'm going to move them over. Oh, I got that by mistake. So there we go. I think that's just the rainbow. Yeah, just the rainbows. Okay, so we have everything selected and by itself. So we're going to select these sides of the words, and we're going to attach them. And that just means that these now will stay together instead of individual letters, because when we go to click on the mat, if we don't attach them, then they're just going to line up across the row like that. So I'm going to do it on the other side and attach. Okay, so now these are attached, and it tells you up here that they are attached on the right. See over here on the right that those things are attached. And let's just move them out of the way for a second. All right. All right, these guys can stay the way they are. They are grouped, and that's fine because we're going to do one by itself. And then the gnome right here is grouped, as you can see right here. So first we're going to do the rainbow. So I'm going to select the words, and I'm going to hit the little eyeball so that they go away, just out of sight. And then the gnome, select it all. And I'm going to go ahead and group them for now just because I can select that eyeball and the whole thing goes away, and then I don't have to click on each one individually. Okay, so this is what we're left with. Now we're going to ungroup the rainbow. So we have one each of each. Okay? All right. All right, so now you have to select one, and I have the orange one selected, not the yellow, just the orange. We're going to come up here to draw. Okay? You're going to click on the little box and give it a color. It doesn't matter what color, it will signify that it's a different color than the other one. And it doesn't matter what you select, because whatever color you put in your Cricut is the color it's going to color, not what's dictated here. This just dictates what mat it goes on. Okay, then this one we're going to do the same thing. It's going to be a draw. We're going to give it a color because we want the full thing to fill in. Now we don't want to use the same color we used before. We want to use a different color. Okay? All right, these two are ready to go. So go to your Make It. All right, now you see the two different rainbows. Now we want to cut them, or draw them, sorry, so that they are one under the other. Because what you're going to do is you're going to insert the mat with a plain piece of copy paper, laser paper, And then you're going to, it will draw this for you, draw the outline for you with the pens. It'll tell you to insert the second pen, it'll draw the second rainbow, and then you'll color them in with your infusible ink. Okay, I want to show you something else. Cancel this. We can take these two and attach. Okay, that keeps them together. That's what that means. So now when you come over to the mat, the other rainbow isn't on the other side, they're attached. Okay, that just makes it easier and the alignment correct and everything like that. Now, since we are doing HTV and we are doing infusible ink, you will want to mirror your images. Always mirror when you're doing those two things. If you need to put a little sign on your computer or on your Cricut to remind you to mirror, that's a good idea because often I have forgotten to do that. All it does is it reverses the image so that when you put this on your canvas, it'll be going the right way. Okay, so then you're going to continue. My maker is on Bluetooth, otherwise you would just select your machine. Okay, and then we're going to select the copy paper. Mine is already selected as a favorite. If yours is not, you'll just browse all materials. And up here you can type in copy paper. And then you have your choices. And I am using the copy 20-pound paper, and I also favorited it so that it will be available to me always. You can check the laser paper, but Cricut recommends the copy paper at 20 pounds for the infusible ink. Okay, so once you have it selected, then it's going to tell you to load your first pen in, and then you'll go ahead and load the mat, and then you'll load the second pen in when it's ready to go. Okay, so once we've done that, we're going to go ahead and hide the rainbow and unhide the gnome and the words. There's one set, there's the other set. Okay. All right, now for you advanced and intermediate users, this is a really nice way to save time and just use scraps of paper, or I'm sorry, for vinyl or paper, just to cut them all on one mat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select everything, and I'm going to, actually I can't select everything. Let's see what I'm gonna do. Okay, we have to ungroup. Okay, so, select the gnome and ungroup him, like, because we had him grouped before. All right. Now you can select everything and you'll see that this comes up here and it has a question mark for the colors because there's multiple colors. I'm going to go ahead and turn them all into one color. So just pick a color. I'm going to turn it all green. And like I said before, don't worry about turning it all green. It's not going to cut all green. It's going to cut whatever color you have on your mat. Okay? Then you're going to go ahead and go to Make It. And what that does, it puts everything on one mat. Now, the pieces of vinyl that I gave you, you're going to decide which color you want for which items. And then you're going to move everything on your mat accordingly. So if I'm going to cut all this in the green vinyl, I'm going to put the green vinyl or the plaid vinyl in there, and then you're going to measure. You're going to see that if it will fit on the piece of vinyl that you have. So you could just manipulate these guys, move them around until they will fit on the size of vinyl you have. Okay, so those should fit just fine. You just want to make sure that none of these lines are touching, and you want to give yourself enough room so that you can cut them out individually. So if I do the hat and the two boots in the plaid, then I would put the plaid on my Cricut mat from the 2x4 to the 6 right there, or if it's bigger, just make sure that it's up in that corner. And then use your blue tape to tape down the painter's tape, to tape down the vinyl in that area. So then next you would fit the white on wherever it will fit on here, and then make sure that your white piece of vinyl is on this section right here. And on your mat, you have the ability to, tell where these are. So you just use your numbers and your lines here in this box. Okay, if you have the snap mat, which works on your phone, you can also do this that way. I do not have that, so I'm not going to show that in this video, perhaps on a later video. Okay, so then I'm going to cut the Lucky and the I Gnome It on the green piece of vinyl. So I'll stick that green piece of vinyl in this corner. The round circle and the 2 gloves should fit just fine. And you can move them around if you need to as well on there. Okay, so that should fit on that piece of vinyl. Just move it around until it does. There we go. Just make sure you leave yourself enough room to cut around these, because you have to cut around them. Okay, and then the little pink nose anywhere on here is fine. Just make sure your vinyl is in that quadrant right there for the pink nose. So now you only have to cut once. So all your vinyl is taped down, all the different colors are taped down with the painter's tape, and then you'll just go ahead and load it on your mat. Click continue, and we're going to select the HTV for non-Cricut. So here's the heat transfer non-Cricut. I find that this one works the best for any heat transfer that I have. So we'll select that, and then you'll load just one mat. Oh, and here, make sure mirror is turned on. Now, I did forget to do that. So you can edit here and then turn it on here. I told you every time. Now, the problem with that, which is good that it happened, we're going to have to cancel. Because, are you sure you want to cancel the cut? Yes. Because what happens when you mirror it is everything moves. So if you tried to cut that now, you'd be very upset because everything moved. So we just have to move our pieces around again, get them on the mat to the right places, where the vinyl is. Everything, most of it's okay. It's just some of these just get jumbled up a little bit. So I'm just going to move them around just a little bit. Okay, that should be good. We should be good on our vinyl. Okay, there we go. And it is mirrored, so we're good. All right, then continue. Then once again, I'll click the heat transfer, and we are mirrored, so we're good. Mirror is on. Default pressure is fine. And load the fine point blade and then continue. Now you want to tape your pieces to your mat according to how you laid it out on your design space. So up in the upper left corner, you start with the white for your beard, and then the plaid HTV for the hat and the boots to the right of that. And then down below, you'll have the green for the back of the clover and the gloves. And then, of course, the pink for the nose. Okay, so here is our tote bag. So it is polyester. It is got like a plastic finish on the inside. So first of all, we want to make sure that we cover the inside. So you're going to use your parchment paper to put on the inside. Put it in there all the way because we won't be taking that out for a while. So get that in there. All right. All right, then now I'm going to use the Easy Press. You can use a an iron as well. I'm going to use my pad underneath, completely underneath, and I'm going to tell you why. Because first of all, we got a couple things going on. I'm working on the side without the pocket because it has more area. The side with the pocket though is going to have a crease right here, so it's going to affect this top layer up here. You can feel it. So we want to be sure that we raise this area up level above the stripes too, because if you're putting pressure on here, the pressure isn't going to go all the way down because you've got these two areas. So in order to remedy that, I'm just going to take a tea towel that I have, and I'm going to fold it up a couple times, and then I'm going to stick this underneath my parchment paper and get it up underneath there, and I'm going to line it up to the top right here because my rainbow is going to go right here. Now we still probably have that little line right there, so I'm going to take a sturdy, I have just a letter envelope. I'm going to stick that under there as well, just at the very top, just to give it a flat, really good flat surface. Now you can't feel that layer there. Okay, so we're going to take the Cricut for, okay, so first we're going to use the parchment paper. We're going to heat up this area that we're going to be putting it on. So I'm going to go ahead and heat that up. It's set at 385 for 15 seconds. Just want to get that area nice and warm so that it'll accept the transfer very well. Okay. Then we're going to lift up the parchment paper, and we're going to use our transfer that we colored on. And so we've got letters that are going to go around, and we've got the gnome hat that goes around as well. So I'm going to place this guy down about 1/2 inch from that bottom. Maybe about 3/4 of an inch from that bottom. And then about 1 inch from that side and 1 inch from that side. Don't worry too much about this because the gnome's going to cover it up. His hands are going to cover it up. It's going to be covered up in a couple different places. Okay, then you're going to take your parchment paper and go back over it. Now, we're going to go ahead and apply the pressure. I'm going to apply heavy pressure. So I'm going to bring my Easy Press over first. I'm going to go this way with it. And then I'm going to hit the Cricut to start the timer, and then I'm pressing down really hard on this. I'm not going to rock it or move it in any way. And then once it's done, I'm going to pull it up. Now your paper should stay in place. You can see the heat emanating off of it. Just very carefully lift it up to see if everything got covered before you move this paper out of the way. You don't want to be moving it if you need to press it again. And it looks like it pretty much covered everything. I'm pretty happy with it. So I'm going to go ahead and lift it up. And there we have our rainbow. So one thing about the transfusible ink I've noticed is it's more of a washed out design. So you can see the colors that they were and the color that it comes out. Don't worry about that too much. If you're going to do another intricate design or anything, I would use the transfer sheets instead of the coloring, so you get a nice cover for that. Okay, so I still have my toweling here. I'm just going to move it down a little bit. Work on the bottom part first. Okay. All right, now for the HTV, set your easy press to 385 degrees for 40 seconds. All right, then you have to weed your vinyl, of course. This is my favorite tool for weeding. And then you just pick up the part, and you have to try to get a good grip on it, and then peel it away from the other. This plastic piece is your transfer sheet. So usually once you start peeling it up, you shouldn't have any problems getting it to come off pretty easily. And you want to make sure that it is all off, even like don't have any extra little pieces. I'm going to cut that off because I got a little piece there. And I don't want that to transfer onto my tote bag. Then you're going to want to cut out all these the pieces here too, because you're going to place them in different places. This transfer sheet is sticky, so it's picking up everything. Okay, so get that little piece of blue on there, take that off. Okay, all right, so got the feet and the hat, and this is the little nose. All right, now the trick is to get everything laid down because this is going to be layered vinyl. So I'm going to start with the hat and the beard. So the beard should go about right there. Then the green is going to layer on top. I just want to make sure I have enough room for the feet, the boots, which I think I can move them down a little bit. Yeah, and then stick the boots under there. Okay, so let me get that boot down and this boot down where I want them. Okay, this is a little high, so I'm just going to cut this off. And this is just patience and trial and error. Okay, so because it's sticky, it's kind of nice. So I just want to make sure I'm going to have enough room for his hat to be underneath that, and I do. Okay. And then when we put the gloves on, he'll be holding the this in his hand. So I'm going to stick this under there, and that goes right there. And then the other one underneath here. It's just for placement. Got to get it under there. Make sure it's on there good. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so our first layer is going to be the feet and the gloves. Okay. A little tricky here because this wants to keep coming up. Okay, so and then put the parchment down. And it feels good. Okay, and then I'm going to bring my heat over, set it down, and press the little button. Make sure I've got it on there good. I'm going to press down really hard because of the raised in that. I just want to make sure that it's evenly distributed. So I'm pushing it down pretty hard. And then we'll test it, of course. All right, lift it back up. All right, I think everything held down pretty well. Yep. So I'm just going to give that a minute to cool. You don't want to, you want to give it a chance to cool down, because if you don't and you peel it up, sometimes it crinkles. And we don't want any crinkles, so just give it a little bit of time to cool down. It doesn't take long. It's already cool to the touch now. So I should be able to peel this up without any problem. There we go. That one's done. That one's done. This guy's done. And this guy's done. All right. All right, now don't forget we have to put on the little circle heart underneath the beard. So we got to get that right. So we'll do that guy next. So looks like it's down a little bit further. About right there, looks good. So then I'm going to put this down. So I'm going to go ahead and cover this up. Don't worry about the other pieces. They're fine. They're not going to get ruined. We're going to do the same thing. Repeat. Get that on there. Okay. Lift that up. I must say that this vinyl is very good vinyl. I'm liking it a lot. It cools down really quick too. It's nice. Yep, it's cool to the touch already. I'll pull that up. Perfect. All right. So next we have the beard. And we just want to make sure that, you know, it's not too high, not too low. It's covering the tops of the boots. You can adjust it any way you want, but keep in mind that the hat is going to go on top, so you don't want your hat going off, you know, way off to the side. So you kind of play with both of them until you got them where you want them. Yep, that looks about right there. Okay, so this will be the next layer. And cover. And press. I'm gonna press down hard again because that was a big piece of vinyl. Make sure I got enough pressure on it so that it's getting all the way down through all the layers. Okay, now that was glitter vinyl, so I am going to make sure that it is stuck, and it is very well stuck. Let me check another corner. Oh, that one is not stuck. Okay, so I'm going to do it again. Make sure everything's covered. I'm going to give it a chance to cool down just a second. A few more seconds. Okay, so now we're going to do his hat. Yeah, I'm going to do his hat and then we'll do the words. So the hat, I just want it to go underneath the stitching up there so that it will adhere well. And I don't know, he kind of fits on there good. You can bring him down a little bit. It doesn't matter. The nose is going to cover up a good portion of it anyway. So I think I like it right there. Okay. Make sure you cover the entire gnome. And then we'll hit it with this. I'm going to go this way with this. Okay. Now if you're using an iron, you're going to want to be on your highest setting you can and hold your iron on there. You might have to do a couple passes. You'll just have to keep checking to make sure that it's adhering really well. I strongly advise getting an easy press. They're just so much easier to use, and the settings are all given to you with the stuff that you buy, so it makes it much easier. No problems. No problems all around. Nice. He's cute. And you can switch the gloves. You know, you can pattern this however you want with the vinyl I give you. You just have to make sure that everything's going to fit okay on the pieces. It was deliberately and intentional not to give you full pieces because I wanted to teach you how to use your mat with scraps and little pieces of vinyl so you're not wasting. All right. That's beautiful. Okay. So next I can do the words or the nose. I think I'm going to do the nose just because I want to see his cute little face. Look at his cute little face. So cute. Okay, make sure the towel's under there. Make sure he's all covered. And hit the nose. Now, like I said before, now the nose is going to be sitting on top of 2 pieces of vinyl, which should be okay because it's going to adhere to that glitter vinyl as well as the other vinyl. And it is a small piece, so I don't think we're going to have any problems with it lifting. And this tote isn't going to go in the washer. If you do these on a t-shirt or anything like that, they suggest to hand wash. I've washed them in the washer before. It really just depends on the shirt that you use, the material you use. It's kind of a trial and error on that. Yeah, that's gonna stick down really well. He's so cute already. Look how cute he is. So I'm gonna go ahead and weed the words while I'm waiting for that to cool down. And I will wait for that to cool down really well because I don't want to pull up the ones behind it accidentally. So when you're weeding the words, they should just come out pretty simple. All together. And then just get your middle pieces of the letters out. Just make sure that none of them are sticking to the sheet because it will transfer onto. So it's gonna go like this. Okay. And then the other side. That's gonna peel off pretty simple too. Okay, get the middle of the O out. And it doesn't look like it cut the E out, so not a big deal, but I'll go back and fix the file for you guys so that the O will come out. Oh, you see that little piece? That little piece would have stuck right on there. Okay, I'm going to trim this down because I did see that it was getting pretty close to that edge. I'm just going to cut that down a little bit. Okay. Yeah, we got pretty close, but that's no big deal. That's probably exactly how I'm going to do that. I am going to cut this little piece off right there so that it's not sitting on top of that. So I can bring this up a little bit more, up and around a little bit more. There we go. I think that'll be fine. I think that'll work good. This is pretty cool now, so I'm gonna take it off. Okay, last little bit. Might take 2 passes on this one too because of this edge here. But I'm gonna press down really hard. All right, here we go. So I'm like standing up, putting pressure on this, a good amount of pressure on it. I want to make sure that it gets in those little creases. Okay. All right, let's see what we got here. That's okay. I want to tell you, I'm really impressed with this vinyl. It did a really good job. Even, oh wow, even over there, it's good. All right. I don't think I'm gonna have any problems with that at all. All right, so we do have this little guy left that you could put right there. How cute is that? That is kind of cute. It kind of matches his little nose right there. I think I'm gonna do that, so I'll show you what I'm gonna do in just a second. Because he doesn't have, this one doesn't have a transfer sheet on it. So cute. Okay. I'm gonna leave that on, and then I'm just gonna do this little guy. So I'm just gonna take one of the other transfer sheets that we used and cover it up. Get it on there how I want it. All right. Let me cut that off. I'm not quite sure what that is, but I don't want a little green speck there. Okay. That back on top. Go another pass on it for the 30 seconds with good pressure. All right. Should be good now. Should be good to go now for sure. Yep, everything looks good. Really cute. I like him. I hope you do too. All right, so let's just take this off. And this one. And this guy. There we go. I think he's adorable. And he's stuck really well. I don't feel any problems with the edges or anything like that. Still a little warm. I know you all are wondering if you can do this. I'm not sure, but I'm going to try. So what happens if I just went ahead and I just drew right on the canvas itself with these pens and then ironed it? I'm just wondering if the color. So the parchment paper goes over the tea towel because this is polyester on the inside. It's like a plastic. So you don't want that transferring over onto your tea towel. You got to get that lift there. Okay, so it's lifted and so that the sides are lower. Okay. I'm going to stick this card back there because I think it's a little sturdier, and let's see what happens. So that was $3.15. So let me get my easy press back set up again. Oh, sorry. So it's $3.30. No, $3.15. $3.15 for 15 seconds. Okay. Let's see what happens. Okay, ready? So let's give it a shot and go this way and see what happens. So I probably could have laid a piece of copy paper over that, but the parchment paper should be fine. Okay. So let's see what happened. Yeah, I don't know. Looks fine to me. It's not smearing or anything, so it looks like it bled a little bit, but that's okay. So, and it's nice and bright. I think that's okay.